Hi everyone, it's me, Tony. Um, it's been a really long time since I did an update. I've been just focusing on my treatment plan and just trying to get better. Um, and to be honest with you, I got to a point where I was just so sick of talking about Lyme disease and being sick. And, it's been a very, very slow process to start getting better. But I had a couple of comments on YouTube asking how I was getting on, and I realized I hadn't updated anyone in a long time. So, yeah, I thought I'd kind of start, telling you what's going on again. Um, I started my antibiotic treatment under the TBD clinic in Worthing, I think September last year. Maybe it was a little bit towards the end of September because I think I was originally prescribed it by the neurologist. So during that time, I um I got in contact with a TBD clinic, tick-borne disease clinic, in Worthing that had really great reviews. I had a really long first session with them that was like 3 hours long, going through all of my symptoms, lots of stuff that I didn't even realize were connected to Lyme disease. Um, Stuff to do with like out of body experiences and we're not having them but feeling like you're having them, feeling like you're falling when you're not, costochondritis, that kind of stuff, heart issues. um yeah, we went through 3 hours of kind of like very in-depth um symptoms. And yeah, they've continued my doxycycline treatment. And also they put me onto azithromycin. So I take doxy uh, twice a day, so 200 milligrams a day. And I take azithromycin, which is 500 milligrams Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And I've been on them now for 6 months, I think. Is it 6 months? Anyway, I'm a third of the way through treatment. They expect that I'll be on it for 18 months. So that would be the end of this year. And so much has improved. My hair has stopped falling out. My energy has come back. My kind of like zest for life has come back. My want to do things. My sort of like, I would say, kind of mental fog has cleared. Um, Lots of the pain is a lot better, like a lot more kind of like tolerable. So like the kind of the jaw pain and the neck pain and the back pain. The back pain has the lower back pain and the walking and stuff has been much slower. So I was in a wheelchair for quite a long time, and then I moved to a walking stick, and there was a lot of fear around sort of like walking longer than 20 minutes. And but slowly but surely, I've kept trying to build up my stamina. And I'm doing a lot better. Like I've definitely had a few blips in terms of I went to stay with my sister over Christmas just before my niece was about to have open heart surgery, which was obviously very stressful as it would be. An 8-month-old baby about to have open heart surgery, lots of emotions going on, and that sort of flared up the pain in my back. So clearly, stress activates the Lyme a lot. Um, and But it went back down after a couple of weeks of being home, which is great. And it was a little bit activated when I went back to work. I've been phasing back into working, so I started properly. I did bits last year, but I started doing 3 days a week in January. And we had a big event sort of like end of January, and it was a little bit activated then, and I could feel my back going, and I just listened to my body and I sat down for about, excuse me, half an hour, and then it was okay again. So, brought myself back down again and, relaxed a bit, and it was better. Um, so that's sort of like where I'm at with that. Um, and I thought maybe it might be helpful to kind of like share with you some of the things that have helped. Um, so yeah, obviously I'm on like a cocktail of antibiotics, and that's being done. I'm being looked after privately for that still. And they have been amazing. I mean, in terms of like the difference between private and NHS, if I was having a flare up of anything, I can email the TBD clinic, and they normally call me the same day. They certainly always emailed me, but they'll call me up and give me um, some advice. So, I mean, my bladder has still been a little bit up and down. Like it got better and then, it flared up a couple of times and, really uncomfortable. But they told me to take
Mm,
Demonose, which is really good. It's a supplement, and it prevents bacteria from sticking to the bladder wall. I think I'm saying that right. Um, so that was really helpful. I have had to pause treatment for a week because obviously, antibiotics is quite gnarly. It's like quite a gnarly treatment. And, having been on them for 6 months, I started to get a very bad sort of like burning esophagitis kind of pain, to the point where like if I was breathing in too deeply, it would hurt. If I drank water or I swallowed any kind of food, it was hurting. So I was basically just like eating broth and drinking herbal teas all the time. I didn't want to drink cold water or anything like that. So they said, let's pause treatment for a week, let it heal a bit, and then we'll go back onto treatment. And I'm on much more hardcore and expensive probiotics, um, which I can list below if you'd like. Um, so that's what's going on right now. So, like I said, a third of the way through the treatment, um, and while doing lots of other things on the side to try and make stuff better. So stuff like managing my stress. I'm back in the gym now, trying to build up my strength and my stamina because obviously that helps my immune system. I removed an amalgam filling in my mouth and had it replaced with something more natural. That was really horrible, actually. After having that done, I was experiencing really horrific aura migraines for a few weeks, but they've gone now, which is great. Um, and I've been pulsing ivermectin for quite a while now, and that's been really amazing for parasite cleansing. I won't go too much into that, but it has been eye-opening, what has come out. And I changed my diet, so fully gluten-free, low to no sugar at all where possible. It's in everything, which is really difficult. I have actually reintroduced some animal products, even though I've been vegetarian and vegan for a long time. So I was vegan for about 7 or 8 years, and then I went to vegetarian, and I've just reintroduced stuff like bone broth, which, yes, it's totally disgusting. But I think it's made quite a big difference to my ability to heal my body. And that's going to be a controversial thing to share, and I am sorry about that, but I do genuinely think it's been helping my body. Um, I got referred to the migraine clinic, which was really helpful. So they're helping me deal with my migraines. When I was in the worst back pain, and I really hope that this will help other people, I went to my local sauna, which sounds fancy, but it is honestly a really janky council-owned gym. It's about £5 to go into. Actually, if you get a disabled swim, that was like £2. And when I was using a wheelchair and a walking stick, they just give it to me, which was really kind of them. But if I was in a lot of back pain, I'd go and sit in the sauna for like half an hour. And honestly, my pain level would drop quite considerably from that alone. Um, Equally, infrared sauna, slightly more expensive, but also really helpful for inflammation. When I came out of the neurological ward, I also connected with an amazing herbal colonic lady. Not something that I ever thought I'd be saying to anyone, but I came straight out of hospital and I had monthly colonics with her name's Fiona Corliss, um, and I think that was life-changing, to be honest with you, because I'd forgotten what it was like to have a digestive system that works, and it's taken a few months, but it's fully operational now and it feels so much better than it has done for the last, I can't even tell you how many years. So that's been really, really handy. Also, secondhand rebounder, like one of those small exercise trampolines. I found one on Facebook Marketplace. It's a really helpful detox pathway in terms of like opening up the lymphatic system, helping drain out some of that bacteria. Um, Stuff like binders as well, like activated charcoal, that's been really helpful. Um, and then loads of supplements and herbal stuff to support the actual antibiotic treatment. So, I've been following the Buna protocol. So there's like Japanese knotweed, Siberian ginseng, cat's claw, ashwagandha. Um, I'm trying to think about what else there is. There's lots and lots of things. Um, fish oil. That's another thing I've been having, like a organic wild, I think it's, I can't remember what fish it is. It's disgusting, but it's supposed to be really helpful for the brain. My brain feels so much clearer. And the the ability to walk around the block, even, being able to walk my dog around the block, it just feels like such a blessing now after, so many years of like back problems and thinking it was like a herniated disc and like collapsing to the floor. And honestly, I know I'm going to continue just saying this for the rest of my life, but I'm so grateful for the help that everyone's given me, because if I didn't have this help, I wouldn't have got a diagnosis and I wouldn't have got treatment. And although it was a long and arduous process in terms of so much money was spent on testing and consultations, going down the wrong pathway, I came in through the Equina, sorry, the Cauda Equina pathway, thinking it was a herniated disc. I mean, they told me it was a herniated disc for several years, to then go and see a private surgeon who basically said, there's nothing wrong with your spine. I did actually have a herniation, but it was in the thoracic area, T10 thoracic area. But the neurosurgeon said that that wouldn't cause the issues that I was having with my back and my bowel and my bladder. So it was always something different. And then, ending up going in and out of hospital and having like NHS MRIs where they didn't actually put contrast in, so they couldn't see things properly. Even though I said to them, you need to use contrast, and they were like, well, it doesn't say contrast on the paper, and you're just like, this is just a massive waste of my time. And I mean, I even went in for an MRI and ended up waiting 13 hours, and they were just like, we don't have you on the list. And I was like, I've come in through A&E. It was an absolute mess. It was an absolute shambles. While I was in A&E at Conquest Hospital in Hastings, one of my dear friends, Hebe, called up a neurologist at the Thomas Cromwell Hospital in London who specialised in my condition MOG, and got me an appointment like 2 days later. And I was in such a bad way. My father-in-law had to drive me to the appointment, and I could barely sit in the car. I was in so much back pain. And then that Dr. Kushan, um, literally just did every single test under the sun. He did every single MRI. I think he did brain, whole spine, pelvic. We did a PET scan. We did a nerve conduction test, all costing thousands of pounds, including every single blood test you can think of. And the only things that were flagged were the brain tumor, which we still think is Lyme disease, because the spirochetes turn into cysts, and it looks like a collection of cysts in my thalamus, um, and um, and the positive Lyme serology. And you know, I'm so grateful, because I just think, God, if we hadn't have fundraised, if you all hadn't have fundraised for me and given me your hard-earned money, I don't think that I would be walking now. And I'm obviously, this process has meant that I've become very integrated in the Lyme community, and with like I think they're called ILADS, which is like the leading Lyme organization in the world, ILADS. Um, and so many people are left so long without treatment that they end up paralyzed, with in wheelchairs, um, with really bad neurological issues. And so much of my stuff has already got better after 6 months of treatment. So I just feel extremely lucky. And I'm really sorry that I haven't communicated better. It's been quite a emotional roller coaster, and I'm still kind of dealing with grief of the time that's been lost, the the fact that I wasn't believed for so long, that I was made to think that it was all in my head. And yeah, basically there's a big emotional fallout from everything that's happened, which I'm working through. And it made me kind of like go a little bit insular for a while. But I think I'm starting to come out the other end, and I hope that I will finish treatment before the end of the year, because really I don't want to be on antibiotics that long if possible. But I'm going to trust in the TBD clinic. I think that they are brilliant. I'm really happy with the way that they're looking after me. It's not cheap, but it is worth it. And I am back at work now, so um, I'm just super fortunate. because a lot of people don't get this opportunity. So thank you all so much. If you have questions, please feel free to ask. If you're someone that's suffering from Lyme, because this is on YouTube as well, if you're someone that's suffering from chronic Lyme, please feel free to reach out and I'll tell you all of the things that I've used that have helped, because I've also got things that have not helped. And, I don't want you to waste your money. Yeah, please get in contact and I'll do whatever I can. I don't want anyone else to have to go through this. I mean, I know that they will, but I will help any way that I can. I hope you're all well and thank you again for your support.